this post tonight on your award-winning sports-loving channels television. Remember, you can be part of the program. I want you to talk to us tonight on the show as regards everything that you've heard. But just in case you're just joining us, we've been talking to Sonny Young right there in Washington, D.C. Sonny Young spoke to us regards boxing, welterweight boxing, the return of Manny Pacquiao. He came back to retain his welterweight title, beating Adrian Broner on unanimous decision. And so the boxing world were asking once again, can we see Pacquiao, Mayweather too? What do you think? Talk to us as regards to that one. Don't forget the hashtag Pray for Salah. We're still hoping that something will come out of this search that can give closure to his family and football fans all over the world. We also talk about the just concluded Australian Open. Novak Djokovic won the men's singles title, and Naomi Osaka, the new kid on the block, won the women's singles title. So what do you think? What's your take in all of this? Talk to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels IF Sports. You can send us an email, sportstonight@channelstv.com. Let's get on with the discussion now. But before we get into our focus for the day, which is football administration in Nigeria, let me give you some information that you can use. The story that came out today that we love. FC Barcelona and Dalian Quanjian FC of China, they have reached an agreement for the loan of Super Falcons forward Asisat Oshoala for the remainder of the 2018-2019 season. I love this move. The 24-year-old Nigerian arrived in Barcelona this morning for the routine checks and then signed a contract in the president's office at the Camp Nou in the presence of the director responsible for the section, Maria Tizedor, and sports manager, Michael Zubizarreta. Oshoala has been named African Footballer of the Year on 3 occasions and won the Golden Boots and Golden Ball at the Under-20 World Cup in 2014. That's her right there. Always giving her best, whenever she wears the jersey for Nigeria. She was the top goal scorer in the Chinese Super League in 2017. So she's back to Europe. Don't forget, she's also played for Liverpool ladies and Arsenal ladies. This is a girl that started her football right here in Lagos. FC Robo Queens, went to Rivers Angels, and she's been to Arsenal, she's been to Liverpool, she's been to China, and now she's signed a loan deal for FC Barcelona. Impossible is nothing in our world of sports. That's the story right there, that you can do whatever you want and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve if you believe. That's the story of Asisat Oshoala. And I like this one because we are getting ready for the World Cup in June in France, and this one will excite her to do more for the country. More updates. Kaizer Chiefs, they have completed the signing of Super Eagles goalkeeper Daniel Akpeyi from another South African club, Chippa United. Akpeyi is expected to replace Kaizer Chiefs reserve goalkeeper Virgil Vries, who has come under huge criticism for his unimpressive performance in the Chiefs' last 2 games against Mamelodi Sundowns and Cape Town City. The 33-year-old Akpeyi could make his debut for Coach Ernst Middendorf's side against Orlando Pirates on Saturday, in Saturday's Soweto derby. What a time to make your debut. The club is expected to unveil the Super Eagles goalkeeper in the press conference at the club headquarters. So that's it. Congratulations to Daniel Akpeyi. Hopefully he's going to get some playing time right there at Kaizer Chiefs, because Nigeria is getting ready for the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, let's talk about football administration in Africa. We've got about 11 Nigerians working in CAF. Of course, Amaju Pinnick is the first vice president of the Confederation of African Football. Nigerians working in CAF include Mr. Samson Balogun, is the director of competitions. Dr. Christian Emerowa is head of safety and security. Nigerians in CAF committees, we have, of course, I told you, Amaju Pinnick. Barrister Sheyi Akiumi is member of Youth Competitions Committee. Malam Shehu Diko is a member, Interclubs and Club Licenses System Committee. Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau is also there as member, Organizing Committee for CHAN. Alhaji Yusuf Ahmed Fresh is member, Technical and Development Committee. Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi Uba is member, Organizing Committee for AFCON. We have Mrs. Chisom Ezioke. She's a member of Women's Football Committee. Dr. Peter Singabele is a member of the Committee on Sports Medicine, while Senator Obina Ogba is a member, Futsal and Beach Soccer Committee. Very good. The Nigeria is getting involved with the politics of football in Africa and even at FIFA level. But how can we use the experience, the exposure, the things that we see other countries do to make football admirable in this country? That's the focus for our discussion. We've got tonight on the program Eric Asomuha. He is former webmaster and internal information manager at CAF. He's also campaign manager and advisor to CAF executive member. He has been president and founder of Federation of International Soccer, Super Soccer, that's what it's called. And of course, special advisor to African Wushu Federation President. Eric joins us now on the program as we take a look at football management in Africa. Eric, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Thank you very much.
And I see that stuff. So even when you leave CAF, you can keep it.
Once a soldier is always a soldier.
Always a soldier. Let's talk about the relevance of Nigerians in CAF. But before you get into that, tell me, how important is it for Nigeria as a country to get involved in international football politics?
Well, Nigeria as a nation, we are the giant of Africa, like we say. But we should also capitalize on that to become the giant of Africa in sports, especially in football or soccer, we call it in this part of the world. Yeah. Sorry, football. We've come a long way, and we've got great athletes coming out from Nigeria. But administratively, we've not really established ourselves at the very level that we should as a nation. And this has affected us in several ways. You know, when it comes to decision-making in African soccer, administratively, we've not really gotten to where we should be. And this is what really bothers me, because we Nigerians, we should actually look forward to promoting our image beyond what it is internally. And this is what really baffles me about us as a nation. Right now, if you look at the African soccer, or soccer in Africa, at the moment, we have people in CAF.
Yeah.
You know, I've worked in CAF for 10 years, you know. I'm not just... you know, I'm not a member, because there are two ways to be in CAF, either as a staff or a member. Members only come and go. Yeah. They come to events. 1-2 days, they're gone. But being a staff, you're part and parcel of the system politically. You know, you are touching every level of the organization. Sure. So at this moment right now, because, you know, of course, we have a new government in CAF under Hayatu, you know, CAF, Hayatu's policy was to maintain a strong organization. And you cannot just walk into CAF in those days and say you want to be a member of executive. There are procedures, you know. If it's your turn to queue in, you queue in there. When it gets to your turn, you'll be voted in to be a member. So his main objective was to build a solid African body, which he actually did. But come the election, you know, 2 years ago, things started changing, which he did lose the election. And in this election, you know, we felt that, you see, after the departure of Dr. Amos Damu, who did a very great job in CAF during his days as well, we felt that Nigeria's position was kind of shaky. And everybody was being careful to make sure we don't lose our position. And because there's always a pathway to get into CAF administration for every nation, including Nigeria. So, of course, we had that election. Somebody like, Penny Kamajo, who is the NFF president, when he came on board, he wanted to contest for this position. You know, some of us, you know, we're not supportive of Amaju, including myself. I never supported Amaju. Actually, I was a campaign manager for an Angolan. And he won because I did what I had to do, because I understand the politics of the organization. Because we felt that Amaju coming in, because it wasn't actually, there is a plan so that Nigeria will have an opportunity to occupy the executive position at a certain time. Yeah. Prior to then, we've got other Nigerian officials supported by the government to contest this position, and they lost, even with the support of the government. Because it's a matter of process. People don't really understand these things. So when Amaju came on board, we said no. And I'm sure many CAF members in Nigeria weren't supportive of Amaju either. I know quite some of them. So, but surprisingly, now that was the first shock. The pathway for Nigeria being executive member of CAF is about probably 2 to 4 years coming.
Yeah.
You know, we never expected that anybody can just come in and take up that position. But when Amaju came about, we called him that this guy is a joke, you know? But he actually did something. You know, he cut this pathway that should have taken us 2 to 4 years or even more years to get. He did it within 0 period, from 2 to 4 years to 0. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. You see, when this happened, I mean, wow, Nigeria got the executive position.
And it was good. And
when it was least expected from anybody.
And I love the fact that that made more Nigerians also get into CAF. Now they are there at CAF, about 12 of them. What do you expect them to do for the country's football? How can they use their influence in CAF to make football better in this country?
Well, in Nigeria, internally, I don't know much about what is happening internally when it comes to football here. You know, not that I don't know about football in Nigeria, but the main internal politics.
A lot of us don't know.
You know, but definitely, you're asking me what Nigerians can do over there.
Yeah.
What we can do depends much on our very position at the top. And this is what concerns me a lot as a Nigerian, you know, because if we fail as a nation to get to that top, I think somehow we should be one of those that should occupy that very top position at that level. If we don't do it, whosoever is a staff at any level has little or not much to contribute, actually. Because there must be somebody at the top overseeing the whole system.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go deep into what is happening right now.
Yeah.
You know, so, but the major fact here is we should move forward to make sure that Nigeria gets to the top. And whosoever is very close to that place, we should support the person.
That's right. That's right.
As it is today, I'm not a fan of Amaju. I've told you this clearly. You know, but as it is today, I think he is the person at the moment that is very, very close to that position. He has not said if he really wants to be in that position, by the way. But the way it is, I think we should support. You know, no matter what is happening, and because if we lose this opportunity, you know, most people might not really understand what this means internationally. You know, well, some might be seeing it from the internal point of view. But at the end of the day, it has a lot to do with our country, Nigeria. We should think Nigeria first, not our...
So that's, this is a Nigerian going for something that will be good for our country. We all just rally around that person and support. I get what you're trying to say.